A beautiful morning to you out there, our esteemed listeners. You are very much welcome to Carnival Radio Breakfast Show. This is a beautiful morning, and this is Newspaper Review. I am Ibrahim Adebayo. We begin the newspaper review with the headlines in the newspaper. Petrol price increases, pushing Nigerian to limit, says Labour. Petrol rising cost, marketers writes Dangote over bulk purchase deal. Blackout, TCN confirms power restoration in parts of the northern Nigeria. President Tinubu appoints Oluyede acting COAS as Lagbaja undergoes treatment. Assault, Abia Rep trial begins November 8. Get 500,000 naira bail. Now the news in detail. Petrol price increases pushing Nigerians to limit, says Labour. Organized Labour said yesterday the latest hike in the pump price of petrol was pushing Nigerians to the limit. It's also warned that the federal government against what it described as a surprise and unexpected reaction of the people to frequent hike and the price of the products. Labour equally advised the government to be wary of the silence of Nigerians and the means of excruciating hardship and misery being inflicted on them, saying even a goat can bite when pushed to the wall. This is even as the employer group, the Chemical and Non-Metallic Products Employer Federation, said the petrol price increases occasioned by the subsidy removal had led to an increase in transportation, logistic production costs, the decline in household income and purchasing power. A Labour warning came on a day the Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria, IPMAN, said its member wait for days to load petrol from Dangote Refinery in Lagos, despite paying 40 billion naira to the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, NNPCL. It also said that Nigerians can pay less for the product if marketers were allowed to buy directly from the refinery. One of the Labour leaders who attended the October 16 meeting with the federal government at the office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, SDF, told newsmen on the condition of anonymity that the government official gradually pushing the masses to revolt against the establishment. For more details on the news, you can visit the Vanguard newspaper. Petrol price increases pushing Nigerians to limit, says organized Labour. Petrol rising cost, marketers writes Dangote Refinery over bulk purchase deal. Oil marketers have written a letter to Dangote Petroleum Refinery expressing their willingness to buy refined petroleum products from the $20 billion plant. They disclosed these yesterday following Tuesday remark by the president of Dangote Group, Aliko Dangote, that marketers were not buying products from Lekki-based facilities. Dangote foretold the continued importation of petrol by oil marketers and the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited despite the fact that the commodity was being produced by its refinery, raised the concern in Abuja on Tuesday after he was summoned by President Bola Tinubu alongside the Minister of Finance, Wale Edo, and the Group Chief Executive Officer of NNPC, Mele Kyari. Responding to this on Wednesday, oil dealer under the aegis of Petroleum Retail Outlet Owners Association of Nigeria and their counterparts in the Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria said they were willing to buy products from Dangote Refinery. They specifically stated that they had approached the refinery a couple of times to express the interest of their members in lifting refined products from the plant. He added that, and I quote, "I sent the same letter to him today to ask for meeting so we can determine the modality of the business." Asked was the response of the refinery, Gil Ari replied, "Up to this moment, there has never been any positive response. Rather, all we get from them is that they repeatedly say to us that they will meet, but never met. So at what point are we going to meet and conclude the business?" Gilly Ari said petrol retailers were waiting. They were awaiting the plan to fix a fixed date for both parties to meet. Also speaking on the matter, the national president of IPMAN, Abubakar Maigida, raised concern over the difficulties faced by IPMAN members in accessing fuel at the Dangote refinery, despite 40 billion naira payments made through NNPC. Maigida stated that despite NNPCL directive that IPMAN members pick up fuel at the Lagos-based refinery, some marketers waited with their truck for 4 days without being able to load any products. He expressed surprise at Dangote's statement on Tuesday, claiming that the refinery had 500 million litres of petrol in stock and ready to supply the nation. The refinery, touted as Africa's largest, reportedly can produce over 30 million litres of fuel daily at full capacity. Dangote, during Tuesday's visit to President Tinubu, reassured that the facilities was prepared to meet local demand, emphasizing that the stock and reserve could sustain the country for over 12 days without imports. However, Maigida countered Dangote's claim, pointing out that IPMAN members were yet to successfully load fuel from the refinery through an NNPC arrangement despite their readiness to purchase directly. He added that instead of routing through NNPC, Dangote should consider registering independent marketers directly. This will simplify the process and prevent such delay in accessing the products. For more details on the news, you can visit the Daily Punch newspaper. Petrol rising cost, marketers ride Dangote refinery over bulk purchase deal. Blackout. TCN confirms power restoration in part of northern Nigeria. The transmission company of Nigeria has confirmed the bulk power supply has been restored to part of the northern Nigeria after weeks of blackout. TCN spokesperson Ndidi Umba disclosed this in a statement issued on Wednesday. According to TCN, electricity was restored to Lafia, Makurdi, Jos, Kaduna, Kano, Bauchi, and Gombe States around 4:56 p.m. on Wednesday after the 330 kV Ugwaji AP transmission line. The company stated that its engineers were working to commence the repair of the second Fondalized 330 kilowatt to continue restoration of power across the northern parts of Nigeria. It said, and I quote, the transmission company of Nigeria has successfully restored bulk power supply through its 330 kV Ugwaji AP transmission line. as restoration efforts continue, with the TCN engineering team preparing to commence work on the second 330 kV transmission line. All necessary materials for the repair are on hand, and work will begin as soon as the site is secure for the safety of our personnel. To the effect sections, to affected sections of the vandalized 330 kV transmission line. This come after President Bola Tinubu issued a marching order to the Minister of Power Adelabu Adebayo to fix the blackout in the northern parts of Nigeria. Recall that the majority of northern Nigerian states were thrown into blackout since October 21 after insurgents vandalized the Sinroro Kaduna transmission line. The development made Nigerian call for the sack of Minister of Power Adelabu Adebayo. For more details on the news, you can visit the Daily Post newspaper. Blackout, TCN confirms power restoration in parts of northern Nigeria. President Tinubu appoints Oluyede acting Chief of Army Staff as Lagbaja undergoes treatment. President Bola Tinubu has appointed Major General Olufemi Oluyede as the acting Chief of Army Staff. Oluyede will act in the position pending the return of indisposed substantive Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tarid Lagbaja. Tinubu's special advisor on information and strategy, Bayo Onanuga, revealed this in a statement on Wednesday evening. The statement is tied to President Tinubu appoints Major General Olufemi Olatunbosun Oluyede as the acting Chief of Army Staff. Until his appointment, Oluyede served as the 56th Commander of the Elite Infantry Corps of the Nigerian Army base in Jaji, Kaduna. The 56-year-old Oluyede and Lagbaja were classmates and members of the 39 Regular Corps. He was commissioned a second lieutenant in 1992. Effective from 1987, he rose to Major General in September 2020. Oluyede has held many commands since his commissioning as an officer. He was platoon commander and adjutant, had 65 battalion, company command had 177 guard battalion, staff officer guard brigade, and commandant at Philobios training school. He participated in several operations including Economic Community of West African States, Monitoring Group Mission in Liberia, Operation Harmony in Bakassi, and Operation Andy Kai in the Northeast Theater of Operation, where he commanded 27 Task Force Brigade. Ononoga said further that the acting Army Chief has earned many honors for his meritorious service in various fields of operation. These include the Corps Medal of Honor, the Grand Service Star, passing the staff course, and membership in the National Institute. Other are Field Command Medal and the Field Command Medal of Honor, and so many of them. Oluyede also received the converted Chief of Army Staff Commendation Award. He is married and has 3 children. For more details on the news, you can visit the Punch newspaper. Tinubu appoints Oluyede as acting Chief of Army Staff as Lagbaja undergoes treatment. Assault, Abia Rep. Trials begins November 8. Get 500,000 naira bail. A Kuje Magistrate Court in Federal Capital Territory has adjourned to Friday, November 8 to begin hearing of the charges brought against members of the House of Representatives representing Abia North and South Federal Constituency of Abia State, Alessandra Igwechi, after granting him bail in a sum of 500,000 naira. Igwechi was arraigned on Wednesday before his Lordship Abubakar Umaru Saad, for allegedly assaulting a boat driver, Stephen Watseya, at his residence in Abuja, pleaded not guilty to the charges brought against him. The Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, arraigned Igweche on 3-count charge bordering on abuse of office, assault, and threat to life. After taking his plea, the Lawmaker Council proceeded to make an oral application for bail, which was granted by the court. The magistrate said, and I quote, "The court will grant the defendant a bail set at 500,000 naira with 2 surety in like sum. The surety must reside within the court jurisdiction and provide utility bills as a proof of residence." The court proceeded to adjourn the hearing in the matter till November 8. A video of Alice allegedly assaulting the boat driver had gone viral on social media on Monday. In the video, Alice can be seen repeatedly slapping the boat driver. Aside from the slaps, the lawmaker can be held threatening the driver and assuring him of how he can make him disappear without a trace. Meanwhile, a civil society organization, Rule of Law and Accountability Advocate Center, in a statement on Wednesday, condemned Igweche action and described it as glaring example of abuse of power, most common with politicians. The statement, signed by Executive Director Ogechukwu Nwaguma, said the lawmaker action was a shame not only on him but also on every member of the House of Representatives. He stated, and I quote, "The recent incident involving a lawmaker, Alex Igweche, brutal treatment of Uber driver Mr. Stephen, is a glaring example of abuse of power that permeates Nigerian political landscape. Igweche action, including verbal and physical assault, as well as intimidation of the victim, reveal a profound lack of humility and respect for the rights of others that should be expected from someone in a public office." For more details on the news, you can visit the Daily Punch newspaper. Assault Habia Rep trial begins November 8. Get 500,000 naira bail. Before we bring the newspaper review to a close, these are the headlines again. Petrol price increases pushing Nigerians to limit, says Labour. Petrol rising cost, marketers write Dangote refinery over bulk purchase deal. Blackout, TCN confirms power restoration in parts of northern Nigeria. Tinubu appoints Oluyede acting chief of army staff as Lagbaja undergoes treatment. Assault, Abia Rep trials begins. November 8 gets 500,000 naira bail. And that's end the Carnival Radio newspaper review. Thank you so much for listening. I am Ibrahim Adebayo. You can download the Carnival Media app from the Google Play Store and iOS App Store. Do enjoy the rest of your day.